And good morning. Welcome back inside the friendly confines this morning. I'm CBS 2's Kris Gutierrez. There are a lot of events scheduled today here at the ballpark. The first pitch will be at 1:20 this afternoon against the Arizona Diamondbacks. But before we get there, we have to take a look back at what happened 100 years ago today. April 23rd, 1914, Wrigley Field's inaugural game in what was then called Weigman Park, named after the team's owner, Charles Weigman. It was a single-deck ballpark that sat 14,000 people, and the fans got quite a show. In 1926, the name changed to Wrigley Field in honor of then-club owner William Wrigley, Jr. This historic field is the second oldest in the majors, behind only Boston's Fenway Park, which is 2 years older. In 1927, an upper deck was added, and 10 years later, in 1937, the ivy was placed along the outfield walls. Some things have changed through the years. Stadium lights were added in 1988. Wrigley was the last professional ballpark to do so. Yet some things haven't changed. In this digital age, the scoreboard is still updated by hand. This ballpark has actually hosted many sporting events. In fact, the Chicago Bears played here from 1921 until 1970. In the late 70s and early 80s, the Chicago Sting played professional soccer at Wrigley. In 2005, Jimmy Buffett took the stage at the first concert held at Wrigley. In 2009, the puck dropped at Wrigley for the first time in the NHL's Winter Classic. A year later, in 2010, football returned as the Fighting Illini took on Northwestern. But it's the baseball highs and lows.
I was there, I was in the middle of the play, and I saw everything that happened. I got there on time, I timed it perfectly.
That will always define the friendly confines. There is so much history that has played out before our eyes here at Wrigley Field. Stuart Shea is the author of a wildly popular book about the friendly confines. He joins us live this morning here on set. Our set is Wrigley Field this morning. How is this for an office? You know, what strikes me is it took 7 weeks and just $250,000 to build what we now know as Wrigley Field.
Yeah, it's amazing. And they built it in the middle of a Chicago winter, and there was a 2-day strike in the middle of it.
Is that right?
Yeah, amazing.
Nowadays, a stadium of this size and this scope would take how long and cost how much?
Several $100 million and several months up to a year.
It's incredible. As we take a look at some of the images from Chopper 2 this morning, flying overhead, showing us this beautiful field. Talk to me about some of the memorable moments that have unfolded right here at Wrigley.
Oh, Ernie Banks' 500th home run.
Big one.
Stan Musial's 3,000th hit for the Cardinals. There have been no-hitters here. There was a double no-hitter here in 1917. Yeah. 2 pitchers went through 9 innings without getting up a hit. Unfortunately, only 3,000 people were here to see it, but there's been so much here that's happened. World Series is Babe Ruth's so-called called shot. You could go up and down. The
a lot of people question
great.
that, of course, the 1932 Game 3 Babe Ruth called shot. Was he, in fact, pointing with his right arm out at center field,
exactly.
or was he pointing to the Cubs dugout, right? After all the harassment he received that game?
Yeah.
Stuart, we'll check in with you as the day progresses. Thank you for being here. We want to sit